Most people trying to mix metal guitars run into one of two problems. One, either the guitars are too muddy and boomy, or two, they're really thin and harsh sounding. You know, I spent the last 10 years learning how to mix my own music with nothing but my interface and my pair of headphones, and I used to struggle immensely with getting my guitars to sound huge and big in the mix. That really kept up until I learned the 5 key frequency zones to look out for when I'm EQing my metal guitars. So today I'm going to be breaking down those 5 zones so that you know how to mix your metal guitars like a pro. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so we have a few key areas that we're going to look at today. But the first thing I really want to do is show you how the mix sounds with the guitars first and foremost. Okay, so let's take a listen to what we got so far. Okay, so you guys heard the guitars there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to check out the first frequency zone, which is going to be 100 to 200 hertz. Okay, so let's take a quick listen to the guitars without any EQ. Now this area is going to contain a lot of the boominess, but also the palm mutes. And it's also going to bleed over into the bass. So what I usually like to do is to cut around 120 hertz-ish to 160 hertz, just kind of as a starting point. And what that does is it allows you to kind of figure out like what amount you can get away with your palm mutes before they start to get a little too boomy. So I have a cut here already, and I'm cutting away 5 dB-ish on the palm mutes here. So when we put that in and we could take away that area, that 200 hertz area, it really cleans up the guitars, makes them really, really clear. Now in solo, they may sound thin, right? But if I was to play them in the mix without this cut, it would almost sound like they're kind of too far back into the mix and the bass starts to get really boomy. There's not a lot of balls there on the guitars, right? Like they almost feel like they're not loud enough, right? If I put this cut in there, it really cleans them up and allows the bass to take over and then pushes the guitars to sound a lot clearer. So that cut is really, really important. And again, that's EQ frequency zone number 1, which is going to be 100 hertz to around 200 hertz. Okay, now the next area that we're going to be looking at is between 250 and 500 hertz. And this is kind of like the hollow, cheap sounding buildup that you get a lot on guitar tones, where it sounds kind of like two-dimensional. And you don't really want this in your guitars because then it's going to sound like they're not like that 3D effect, right? Where they sound huge and mean, right? So what I like to do is to really just take away as much as I need here. Because if you nuke this area, you tend to get guitars that sound really hollow. And that's where a lot of you get problem number 2. So let's listen to the guitars here. Okay, so in context, or in solo rather, they do sound a little bit thinner and a little bit more harsh, right? But in the mix, I really want you to pay attention to this. When the mix is playing and this cut is not present, it's going to sound like the guitars are overpowering the rest of the mix. They're almost going to sound like they're being pushed too much, and then everything else kind of falls behind them. So I'm going to play without the cut and then push it in and out so you guys can hear what happens. Right? So as soon as I turn it off, the guitars jump up, and not that they sound necessarily louder, but they just sound like they put a blanket over the mix, right? The mix now sounds like not as defined. There's none of that like 3D depth that we all want from mixes, that 3D depth or whatever that means. But it just seems like the guitars like start to veil the other elements of the mix, and it starts to disappear a little bit, right? So you really want to be careful here. And I'm really only pulling away like 4 dB. And that's the other thing I want you guys to really see here, is that I'm not shy about like how much I'm taking away, right? I'm really being just kind of proactive about making it sound good and what is necessary in context of the mix, right? Okay, so frequency number 3 is going to be 1K. This is key frequency number 3. And about the whole thing about 1K is that this is going to be the mid-range area of your guitars. Now, it's a Swiss Army knife of guitars. You can either boost this area to like make it sound louder, or reduce this area to really get that Swedish death metal sound from the 90s. Now, when you boost this area, this is like if you have guitars that don't seem loud enough in the mix no matter what you do. Or second, if you want to cut this area, this is if you're getting like guitars that are starting to fight the vocals a little bit, and other areas of the mix, like potentially like synthesizers, right? In this case, because I am going for a more like nasty sounding kind of death metal mix, I chose to reduce this area. So let's listen to the guitars without that cut. You know, so when I take it off, the guitars jump up, right? And it almost seems like they're louder, because 1K to the human ear is really important, and it's most sensitive to that area and region. However, in the mix, in this case, I don't need that much, right? If you're doing more of like a modern metal mix like Djent, you're gonna need it. You're gonna want to push this area and really be careful with how much you push, because then your guitars can sound really super nasally. But in this case here, I don't really care about that. I want to make my guitar sound nasty, so I'm going to get rid of some of it. But let's listen to the mix with the guitars, with this cut and without as well. Okay, I want you to listen to that one more time, because sometimes it's a little hard to hear. When I have this off, you're going to hear the vocals start to fight with the guitars. But when I have it on, the vocals are able to come up a little bit more and be more forward in the mix. So clearly you're hearing the infighting between the guitars here and the vocals here, right? And so you really want to make sure that you have this area contained well enough so that if you do plan on boosting it, that you do have your vocals dial in exactly how you need. Okay, frequency number 4, 2K. This is what I like to think of as the pick attack and the bite of the guitars. And the definition here, or the role, excuse me, would be to have articulation and string definition. However, you need to be very cautious here because it's easy to overboost and create ear fatigue here. Now, what I like to do is create this kind of 2K boost within actually when I'm making guitar tones. So the guitar tone already has a lot of 2K in it. And in this case, because I designed the guitar tone that way, I'm actually going to reduce some of the 2K. However, if your guitars are lacking some kind of string definition or they're lacking kind of like articulation and bite, this is the key area that you would use to boost. So as usual, let's take a listen to the guitars without a cut, and then I'm going to pop it in and out, and you'll see how much the reduction in ear fatigue happens when I take out some 2K. So really pay attention to that. You know, I know it's very subtle, but it almost sounds like there's like a metallic quality to the guitars when I take away the cut versus leaving it on, right? And in the mix, you with really extreme metal like this, you want to have the utmost clarity while still sounding disgusting, but at the same time not able to cause ear fatigue to your listeners. So let's listen to the guitars in the mix while being able to hear the cut in and out. So it's pretty subtle in the mix too, but without that cut, the mix just sounds a little bit more harsh, which is really what I don't want to be going for here. I want huge and nasty, not harsh and thin, right? And so that is key frequency area number 4. Okay, and finally, the last key frequency zone that you guys need to be aware of is between 2 and 5K. And this area is really where a lot of the presence, but also the brittle frizzes live in your guitars. And the role here is to either add presence to your guitars or reduce harshness. And so what I like to do is do a lot of more cutting here and then do a broad boost to bring up the presence if I need to. But most of the time I'm cutting here to get rid of a lot of the harsh whistle frequencies that are present in this key area here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and listen to the mix again and the guitars as well in solo, starting with solo, and we're gonna listen to the guitars as they are. Clearly, there's like a grainy quality happening when I don't engage the cuts here. Guitars retain this brittle, grainy sound. And in your mix, that's absolutely just going to tear apart your listeners' ears over time. That's it, guys. You guys now know the 5 key frequency zones that you need to know how to make your guitar sound pro in a mix. But if you're still kind of be working with drums that sound really weak or not punchy, no matter how much you EQ your guitars, your mix is still going to lack a lot of power and energy because your drums are just not up to par for what they need for a metal mix. So if you're struggling with how to mix drums, go ahead and click on the video on the next screen here, and I'll see you there. Catch you later.